Good morning, and thank you for joining with me this morning. A salesman was once visiting a church, and after the service he congratulated the minister. He said the service was great, the music was great, the sermon, but if you were a salesman, I would have to sack you. You got my attention, you look good, your voice is good, you're convincing, but you stop without asking me to do something about it. In my game, you've got to get folk to sign up on the dotted line. Way back in the Old Testament, that's precisely what Moses did. He called the people to make a choice, to sign up for the program, if you like, to choose, in his words, life or death, prosperity or destruction. Later on, his successor Joshua was to ask a similar question: choose ye this day when you will serve. Then Elijah came along and he said, how long will you halt between two opinions? Or in a more modern version, you would say, how long will you sit on the fence? I suppose for my entire ministry, I've been asking that question. And maybe to say, put the past behind us. Now's the time to look to tomorrow and the challenges we face. The church is often good at looking at the past. The good old days, 100 kids in a Sunday school, youth clubs packed, BBs thriving, a full house on a Sunday. And a lot of what we see or remember then, we see the past through rose-coloured spectacles. But if we are to be honest, 50 years ago churches were fuller than they are today. But it's today that matters, and I'm utterly convinced that the church still has a place in today's society. But sometimes we are not, let's be honest, as welcoming as we should be. And sometimes, frankly, within the church, people don't behave as they should. September 1975 was my first session meeting when I came to Bond Hill. I was nervous. But I decided the first thing I would say to my new congregation, as they were sizing me up and I was sizing them up, I said to them, we'll either do it together or we won't do it at all. And Moses had the same problem. He led them out of Egypt. He led them through the wilderness to the very brink of the promised land. He knows he can't go on with them. So he asks them to choose. Is it going to be their way or is it going to be God's way? Stories told of the stewardess in the airline who asked a man, what would you like for dinner? And the man answered, what are my choices? The flight attendant says, yes or no. And that's what Moses is saying. You've a choice to make. And that's what Joshua is saying. You can't be neutral. We cannot avoid making a decision about the basic issues of life. Does life make sense or is it nonsense? What is more important, people or things? Individuals or institutions? And it's two choices, one or the other. Sometimes it's good to reflect and also to look forward. And maybe in our own simple way to commit to the cause of Jesus Christ and at least make our own world a better place as we try to follow his injunction. Simple, to love God and to love our neighbour as ourselves. I don't think it's ever been put any better or simpler. It is the way to live. God bless you. God bless me as well as we try to do just that. Thank you for joining us.